Home to the largest Somali community in the country, Somali-Americans here in Minnesota have played a pivotal role in taking a stand against systemic racism in the weeks following the death of George Floyd. In tonight's Voices for Change segment, Fox 9's Bisi Onile-Ere speaks to a leader in the Somali community about some of the issues that have sparked a global movement.
So, since the death of George Floyd, there's this movement toward racial equality. How has the Somali community responded?
You know, I think the Somali community has responded pretty well. I would say that we have been feeling a triple effect of being marginalized for being Black Americans, for being a new immigrant population, and also being Muslim. These are layers of oppression that we feel in America, and the death of George Floyd, I think, continued to bring out the greater injustice that's been happening in America. And so the Somali community fell in line with other communities of color who have been asking and demanding for justice for so long. And this provided an opportunity to speak on those issues.
And touching on that, there seems to be a generational shift as we saw more young Somalis out there during the demonstrations. What has changed?
Well, I think every generation that is here, new immigrant generation, the second and third generation understand the deeper layers of institutional racism. They're impacted more uniquely because they're living in it. They're born and raised here. They see the injustice every single day. They see the oppression, and they also see the ability to fight back. And that's why I was really proud of a lot of the young Somali youth who were on the front lines, out there protesting, speaking up, and sharing their story of how they want change to happen. So I think, newer generations of immigrants usually don't understand the full history, but as the generations are here longer, they now understand. And I think a lot of these young people are having wonderful conversations with their parents to let them understand the context of racism in America.
And can you speak to the Somali experience in America? What does it feel like?
I think, a lot of people don't understand that Somalis came to the United States not because of just choice. In fact, the United States played war games in the Cold War in Somalia that led to destabilizing the Somali government. So the United States actually military aided Somalia and then caused Somalia to fight its neighbors. Those domino effect led to the fall of the central government in 1990 that created this massive exit of Somalis into neighboring countries, which in the 1993, my family and other families started to come here due to that unrest. And then when we came here, we faced a lot of opposition because in this country we know that Black people walking around, jogging, are going to be profiled, disproportionately profiled, and we are part and parcel, actually, sometimes even the worst in the disparities.
You're saying this isn't just an awakening, it's a reckoning at this point. As the discussions, as more and more people have these discussions centered around racial equality, systemic racism, what is your hope moving forward, especially when it pertains to the Somali and Muslim community?
Well, I think this is a unique moment in our history. I think many people, many Minnesotans need to recognize that we have an opportunity to really look at what happened on 38th in Chicago. It was not just a police action. Police action is what we all saw, but we have built a country that targets disproportionately people of color and specifically targets and criminalizes being poor in America, right? And so we have to recognize in this moment that we have to look at the injustices wherever we can find it. This is a moment for Americans to ask very tough questions, and I'm hopeful about that. The question, I think, that dawns on me is, what will we do with what we learn? Can we systematically change the way our education system works, the way our policing works, the laws on the books work, to making sure that it's fair for everybody? And it's okay to recognize that you're part of the problem, but today, moving forward, you could be part of the solution.
All right, Jaylani, thank you so much for weighing in, and I look forward to continuing this conversation.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me today.